Hi everyone, we are Laurie and Rick. We travel part of the year in our Jayco Greyhawk motorhome. We enjoy discovering new places. There's more roads to travel on, so let's get started on this adventure. We start in Flagstaff, Arizona. This is the place that we're going to use for a home base as we explore the area. This map shows where all the places are that we're going to visit. We will have 6 videos in this series. This first video is of the Wupatki National Monument. The second of Sunset Crater Volcano. The third will be of Sedona. The fourth will be of Montezuma's Castle. The fifth will be of Winslow, Arizona. The sixth will be of the Petrified Forest National Park. Here we are at the KOA in Flagstaff, Arizona. Such a pretty park. Lots of trees. And a view of the mountains behind us. But first, breakfast at our favorite restaurant, Cracker Barrel. Going north on Highway 89, we head into the north entrance of the Wupatki National Monument area. There is one road through the park. When you enter, stop and check the map and get some information about the park. This park has an entry fee that you pay at the visitor center. We have the lifetime senior pass, so this park was free for us. It's a beautiful drive along the desert with views of the San Francisco peaks out in the distance. We got lucky that the weather was so nice this day. A little chilly, but nice. Your first stop will be at the Lomaki site, which has 3 different pueblos. These are 900-year-old structures. Signs remind you to stay on the trails, keep your pets only in the parking lot, and no collecting artifacts. There's one sign that's out on the trail that should be at the start of the trail. You'll see what I mean when you see it. Part of this trail is pretty easy to walk on. This sign talks about how the Box Canyon ruins are like typical pueblos, with walls made of nearby sandstone, limestone, and the soil around them. The roofs were covered with timbers, branches, and then covered with mud. This trail has a few more rocks to step over as you get up to the pueblo. Be careful. It's so interesting to see these structures up close, to see how they placed the stones with mud as cement and how small the rooms were. This sign talks about how the Indians were able to plant crops in the volcanic cracks that were there and with water from seasonal streams nearby. You can see here in this pueblo that it still has some of the windows. I'm still amazed at how the walls were built and that they are still mostly standing. Well, I finally got brave enough to talk on camera, and the mic isn't working. I found this sign really interesting. It's naming all the mountains that we see in the background. This is that sign I was telling you about. We want us to watch out for snakes. I think it should have told us that sooner. Again, my mic's not working. I was describing the fact that these doors are really short. I'm 5 foot tall and I can barely walk under them. I'm amazed at how small these windows are, and this one's close to the ground, maybe for airflow, not sure. Here you can see a T-door, as they're known by. They were believed to have been built by the ancestors of the Hopi and other Pueblo people during the time of migration. Next stop is the Nelaquiu and Citadel Pueblos. The Citadel Pueblo was built up on top of a hill. They had great views all around them and were able to see the other pueblos off in the distance. This trail is only 0.2 miles up the hill. It's not too hard to walk on. Here again you can see one of those T-shaped doors. Next stop is the Wupatki Visitor Center. While we were in the Visitor Center, we picked up a map with the information of the area, but we also picked up the Pueblo Trail Guide. As you walk along, look down on the ground for the stakes that they have that have numbers on them, and the guidebook will actually tell you what you're looking at. Behind us is the first look at the Wupatki Pueblo. This is over 100 rooms with a tower, a community room, and a ceremonial ball court. Here's an artist's rendering of what it might have looked like when it was built.
Air flows into the blowhole when underground air pressure is lower than high-pressure weather systems. Surface air is cooler and denser or heavier than underground air. Air flows out of the blowhole when underground air pressure is higher than low-pressure weather systems. Surface air is warmer and less dense or lighter than underground air.
Now we're going to look at Wupatki Pueblo. This one is a 3-story tower structure, and it's older than Wupatki. There was a few rangers at this one, and so we stopped and asked some questions. The wind had picked up, so I'm afraid the audio is going to be a little muffled, but it's interesting what they had to say about it.
These are fossilized ripples from a shallow sea. You can see them all the way here on this sandstone. So we've had limestone, we've had sandstone, we've had seven different times that the ocean was here, according to the geologists. We have a petroglyph over here on the end. I'll show you where I saw you guys last. Show that to you. Spiral. Oh yeah, petroglyph. Spirals are found on every continent in the world except for Antarctica, and I just know we'll find one there too, as things keep melting off. They're everywhere. They're in India. They're in Australia. They're in.
They're a signature of something.
Their signature. They mean something. Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly. On these things, that was a big mistake because the coefficient of expansion contraction was different than the base rock. So when it get real cold, the rocks would just pop right off. And the Park Service came up with this concoction, which has plastic in it, so it would expand and contract. But maybe not here. I don't want to lead you straight. But back over here, there is definitely real, original, 1,000-year-old stuff.
I like how this rock fractal is not straight line.
Here's some good. Like that here.
That's what I was thinking.
That's a little different, yeah.
They'll have cinders in it, little black cinders.
Volcanic cinder in it.
Right.
The structure right now for future stabilization work. So like I have like a very large hole in here. So like we'll like fill this with mortar because rodents can get in there, and the whatever is like original mortar material at these sites is all inside the interior of these walls. So that's like really, we want to make sure that they aren't messing things up in there or destabilizing the wall in general.
Thanks for peeking in on us. Make sure that you click on the next video in this series, Sunset Crater Volcano National Monument.